Kick-ass facts, unsolved mysteries. The Bridgewater Triangle is an area of about 200 square miles within southeastern Massachusetts claimed to be the site of alleged paranormal phenomenon. The reasons behind the concentration of such events in this specific area remain unexplained. The mix of reported phenomenon includes, but is not limited to, UFOs, often in the form of bright balls of light or large unusual spacecraft, unnatural animal sightings ranging from reports of animals that are not normally found within the area, like panthers and bears, to giant snakes and enormous vicious dogs. If supernatural has taught me anything, somebody made a deal with the Crossroads demon. That's what I'm saying. Hellhounds. Paranormal humanoids, including sightings of Bigfoot, ghosts, poltergeists, and shadow people. Thunderbird sightings, giant birds, or pterodactyl-like flying creatures with wingspans up to 12 feet are claimed to have been seen in the Hockomock Swamp. Cult activity, especially animal mutilations, and Pukwudgie. A creature, it sounds adorable, but it's not. A creature from Algonquin folklore. According to legend, Pukwudgies can appear and disappear at will, shapeshift, of which the most common form is a creature that looks like a porcupine from the back and a half-troll, half-human from the front and walks upright. They lure people to their deaths, use magic, launch poison arrows, and create fire. Native Americans believe that Pukwudgies were once friendly to humans but then turned against them and are best left alone. According to lore, a person who annoys a Pukwudgie would be subject to nasty tricks by it or be followed by a Pukwudgie who would cause them trouble. They are also known to kidnap people, push them off cliffs, attack their victims with short knives and spears, and use sand to blind their victims. What did Gozer bark at? I don't know either. The Circleville Letters. In 1976, several Circleville, Ohio residents began receiving strange letters detailing personal information about their lives. Bus driver Mary Gillespie was accused of a non-existent affair with a superintendent of schools. The letter writer told Mary that they had been observing her house and knew she had children. Within 8 days, she received another letter. Then her husband Ron received one as well. The letter said that if Ron did not stop his wife's affair, his life would be in danger. After 2 weeks, the writer threatened to go public with the affair allegations. Mary and Ron thought they knew who it was, so they wrote a letter to the suspect claiming they knew their identity. The letter stopped for several weeks until Ron received a phone call from the alleged writer. The call confirmed his suspicions. So Ron grabbed his gun, got in his pickup truck, hightailed it out of there, even though the writer said he was watching the truck. A few minutes later, Ron was found dead in his pickup truck, crashed into a tree. Investigators later learned that Ron had fired at least one shot from his gun before crashing. Fast forward, February 1983, Mary is being harassed along her bus route. The letter writer apparently began placing threatening signs next to the road. One day, Mary decided to rip the signs down. When she did, she discovered a booby trap that was designed to kill her. The trap had a box which contained a small pistol. If Mary had pulled the sign off in a certain way, the gun would have fired. An amateurish attempt was made to rub off the serial number of the gun, but lab tests were able to raise the number. It was determined that the gun had belonged to Paul Freshore, Mary's brother-in-law, who had recently separated from Ron's sister. Paul was asked to take a handwriting test and subsequently arrested and charged with attempted murder. On October 24, 1983, he went to trial for the attempted murder of Mary Gillespie. Although he was never charged with writing the threatening letters, they became a crucial piece of evidence against him. A handwriting expert testified that Paul was the letter writer. Paul had an alibi for most of the day. However, he never took the stand in his defense. Proclaiming his innocence, he was convicted and given 7 to 24-year sentence. While there, he received letters from the writer, and others still received letters postmarked from Columbus, even though he was in prison in Lima and in solitary confinement. Fast forward again. December 1990, Paul became eligible for parole but was denied due to the letters, even though there was no way he could have been sending them. In May 1994, he was finally paroled. He continues to maintain his innocence. The author of the letters has never been revealed, and another possible suspect could be the letter writer. 20 minutes before Mary found the booby trap, another bus driver on Mary's route saw a suspicious man standing next to a yellow El Camino. The man was at the same spot where the trap would later be found. The description does not match Paul, and Paul had a solid alibi at this time. The Toynbee tiles, also called the Toynbee plaques, are messages of unknown origin found embedded in asphalt of streets in about 24 major cities in the United States and 4 South American cities. Since the 1980s, several hundred tiles have been discovered. A lot of them are forgeries. They contain some variation of the inscription Toynbee Idea in movie 2001, Resurrect Dead on Planet Jupiter. Some of the more elaborate tiles also feature cryptic political statements or tell readers to create and install similar tiles. ToynbeeIdea.com has a map of where the tiles have been found, although the site hasn't been updated since 2017.